last few years in what is starting to feel like a hopeless task of finding an acceptable acoustic guitar pickup for playing out live. I've tried a ton of different pickups, some of the most popular ones. Some of them I've come to the conclusion that no matter what you do, they're not going to sound good. Some of them sound good, but in a band mix can get lost. A few of them sound good, but really have a serious feedback issue. And lately, I had stumbled across the Fishman Rare Earth Mic Blend system. So, as it sounds, this is a combination magnetic pickup with a condenser microphone that you can blend in body and output to a single mono source, or you can actually put it out through a TRS cable and split the signals so you can manipulate them separately if you have a larger acoustic rig. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to share my thoughts on the pickup. I'm going to go in depth talking about the technical specifications if you're thinking about getting this. I'm also going to be comparing it to a very popular pickup that I've been using the last few years and I am very happy with, aside from the feedback issue that it can have on louder stages. That's the K&K Pure Mini. It's been in my HD28 for a long time, and paired with the Red Eye preamp has been a really great sound for me. As always, I want to honor your time, and if you feel like skipping around in this video, the timestamps are in the description. You can find the exact point that you're looking for. Right now I want to talk about a little bit about my theory of why I'm switching to this pickup on my live instrument, which is not my HD28. I've had this Eastman OM sized instrument for about a year now, and I've had a similar system to the K&K Pure Mini inside it. So what the K&K is, and the pickup inside here, it's the same thing basically. It is a contact piezo transducer system. So it has 3 contact points directly under the bridge that just work on, they read the vibrations at the top of the instrument, and it's passive. It outputs to the output jack here. There's no battery, no preamp inside your guitar, so it still sounds very natural. It's not dampening the actual acoustic tone of the instrument, and for that reason I really like this pickup. Now, I bought this guitar specifically to be my live instrument, and though I still like to use it for recording every now and then, that is kind of lower on the scale of my priorities with this specific thing. So the issue that I've had with the pickup that's in here right now is that if I go to boost on a loud stage to take a solo, or if I'm playing slide and I want to use a lot of compression, feedback becomes a major issue and it really hinders my ability to play well. And so that's why I had been considering for a while taking this pickup out and replacing it with something that is more feedback resistant. The issue with a lot of the feedback resistant pickups out there is that they just sound bad, and undersaddle piezo, in my opinion, is one of the worst things you can do to an instrument. It sounds bad to begin with. Why would you even use it? And in addition, you have something separating the very crucial connection of the saddle and the bridge, one of the most important points of the entire guitar. It's what transfers the vibrations from the strings to the top of the instrument. I realize that the Rare Earth Mic Blend system, the mic part of it, is not going to be usable, again, on loud stages. However, the magnetic pickup is very resistant to feedback, and so that's why I wanted to try and get this. It's kind of the best of both worlds. I can get the magnetic sound when I need to be loud, and if I happen to be on a smaller stage in a very intimate setting, I can use a lot of the microphone signal to get a much more natural acoustic guitar sound. Let's take a second and run through the specifications of the Rare Earth Mic Blend, just so you know what you're getting into. What is this pickup and what is it designed to do? How does it mount to your instrument? First of all, you can use it in an entirely reversible fashion. That is, there's no permanent installation to your guitar, there's no modifications needed. Just as it comes here, right, you can just attach the dog ears here to the top of the instrument at the sound hole, and with a Phillips head screwdriver you just tighten down a little bit, it'll stay put, and then as it comes, actually it just has a cable going to a TRS jack here. Like I said earlier, you can use the TRS jack just as a standard mono jack where it will blend, and this wheel here will be your blend control between the magnetic and the microphone tones. You can output a single mono source, or if you plug a TRS cable in, there's nothing else you have to do. It'll just know that it's outputting the microphone and the magnetic pickup separately. So from the TRS cable, you would want to go probably to a split TSN, so that's what we call a TRS-Y cable. Everything I'm talking about here I'm going to have linked in the description as well, just as an aside. If this video is helpful to you, I get a small commission if you buy through one of those links. That just goes to support the channel and my effort in making this video. So anyway, you could take a TRS cable and split to 2 TS ends. One would be your magnetic sound that you might process in a different way than you would process the microphone tone. On the pickup, there's a very small switch near the base of it that you can switch back and forth. This is going to control the low-end frequency response of the microphone, just the microphone signal. So some situations that you might consider one position versus the other. In the position to the right, we're going to have a lot more low end. So this would be great if you are a solo player, or maybe you have a mandolin or violin player with you, high-end instrument, and you want to have a very full acoustic guitar sound. Now, you're also going to want to be on a relatively quiet stage so you don't get any low-end feedback, but this is just going to get you the most full, authentic sounding acoustic guitar tone with the switch in that position. Switch it to the left, and it's going to roll off a lot of the low end. This can be very useful if you're blending the microphone with the magnetic tone, so we're kind of getting the core of the sound from the magnetic pickup, but maybe we want to add in a little bit of the high-end sparkle that is natural to an acoustic guitar and blend them together. This is also the position you're probably going to want to leave it in if you're playing with a large group. Just make sure that you're not putting any low-end information out into the band mix that could be confusing to the technician in the kick drum range or the bass guitar, for example. An acoustic guitar can sound very boxy with an internal mic, and so if you find that that's happening, if you're experiencing that sort of like 100, 200 hertz boost, flipping that switch will help with that as well. As mentioned earlier, for the people that want to use this pickup and not have it be permanently installed on their instrument, it comes with a very long 6-foot cable. So on maybe a stage where you're sitting down, there's nothing happening around you, you can just run this nearby to the mixer console and use a short cable. On a stage where you're walking around, I would really be careful about someone stepping on this because it is attached to the top of your instrument. Maybe keep the female jack in your back pocket and make the connection there, for example, or run the wire around a belt loop or something. For the people that want to install this permanently on their instrument, you would just trim down the wire and resolder it. If you have soldering skills and a drill to mount the end pin in your guitar, if there isn't a spot for it yet, it's a very simple procedure. I'm planning on doing it myself. To power this pickup, you access the batteries here in the bottom. You'll need a flathead screwdriver to get it out. You will also need to remove the pickup from the instrument to access the batteries. Fishman advertises 100 hours of life here, and you definitely want to unplug the cable from your guitar when you're not using it. That's actually what powers the pickup and tells the pickup to be turned on. So the batteries it takes is just either two 1.5 volt batteries that are basically what ends up getting used in your car remote, or you can use a single 3 volt battery. In this next part, and this is probably the part that most people are looking for, I'm actually going to be comparing the Rare Earth mic blend system to an SM57, which is your practical choice for amplifying an acoustic guitar on a live stage. And I'm also going to be comparing it to the K&K Pure Mini transducer system, the contact piezo pickup that I mentioned earlier, which is one of the most popular pickups out there, and in my opinion, the other best acoustic guitar pickup. So my thoughts with that type of pickup: it sounds really natural. You definitely do need an external preamp. It's nice that there's no batteries or preamps in the instrument. It doesn't affect how the instrument actually sounds. So in my HD28, I plan on leaving that there. I'm not changing that. I've been really happy. I use that guitar mostly for recording and the occasional gig if it's indoor and safe and everything. So I'm going to be comparing the K&K with a red-eye preamp. You need a preamp to use that pickup, really. With the Fishman versus a 57, just the same exact playing sample recorded at the same time, just put back to back. So my final thoughts on this pickup: the two negatives I want to mention. Number one is that this is weighing down the top of your instrument. The moment you put this on, you're going to notice a little bit of a change in the acoustic tone. The volume is going to drop, the overall resonance, you might find that the frequency of the instrument changes a little bit. The other negative I can say is that again, as I mentioned, the battery is pretty difficult to get to, so you need to take the pickup out of the instrument, take a flathead screwdriver, pop them out, and then replace them. 100 hours of battery life supposedly, so hopefully that doesn't need to happen too often, but just keep that in mind. I will also say that the Fishman is surprisingly quiet, so if you're going to use it with a larger effects rig, I would highly advise having something to boost the level before it heads into all your effects. If you haven't shared your thoughts yet on the comparison between the magnetic pickup, the built-in microphone, the K&K Pure Mini, and the 57, I'd love to hear from you. What did you think? What sounded most natural to your ear? For my thoughts, I'll share my thoughts now at the end of the video. I think that the Fishman sits nicely. It sounds decent for what it is. It is the solution you're going to want if you're playing on a loud stage and need to be able to fight feedback. When you can, use as much of that mic signal as possible without introducing feedback. The 57 is probably what's going to sound the most natural in all situations until you're in a loud environment. The other obvious issue with the 57 is that it's not mounted to your guitar, so as you step forward and pull back, the amount of volume that's coming through the microphone is going to change. The 57 is the most sensitive to feedback, whereas the magnetic pickup is going to be your friend on a loud stage. Somewhere in the middle sits the K&K Pure Mini. It's nice because it doesn't change the resonance of your guitar, but you can still amplify with it when needed. So there it is, a very in-depth look at the Fishman Rare Earth Mic Blend. I'm going to be using this for a few months, and I'll do a proper full review on this pickup once I've had it in my Eastman, and hopefully I've been happy with it for a while. Anyway, as always, hope this video was helpful. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. There's a specific playlist I've made of all the acoustic guitar equipment videos that I've put out about gear and helping you find the best piece of equipment to suit the problem that you might have. Again, if you want to read about any of the products that I mentioned in this video, there's links in the description. I get a small commission for that. Take care, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.